And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with me, Biki, with the Untitled Game Show, with another top 50 list for you guys this week, provided because of Patreon. If you guys are a supporter there, thank you very much. And if you guys haven't supported yet, go over there to get early access to my videos and exclusive behind the scenes content, podcasts, and much more. If you guys want to know what's going to be happening with today's show, we're going to be doing another round of the giveaway where we'll be giving away Amazon, PSN, and Xbox Live gift card. Winner will be announced on November 30th. To enter the contest, go into the comment section below and let me know what top 10 lists you guys want to see from me. Alright guys, let's get into the list for this week. And coming in at number 50 is Black Hawk Down. This movie, if you've never seen it, has 123 U.S. forces dropped off in Somalia to attack and find two renegade warlords, but end up facing off a large-scale battle of heavily armed Somalians. And what makes this movie so special to me personally is just the way it was shot and the way it made you feel like you were really inside of a war. When bullets whiz past a soldier's ears, he basically goes deaf, and they just have the camera effects so well to make you feel like, oh my god, that must be one of the worst things you could ever experience, having a bullet just whiz past your ear and you're almost deaf and can't really see what's going on with you, destroying your senses, and just everything about the emotion of this movie. When the helicopter goes down and this guy sees what these people are doing to his freaking partner's body, to the helicopter, you just gotta say, wow. I really do like this movie, and it's one of those special movies about war that I think is worth watching, and that's why it's on my list. Number 49 is Rounders. If you guys know, I actually was a kind of a big gambler in college. I used to like playing poker a lot. I used to playing roulette whenever we go to the casino. I think gambling is overall fun. But I ain't gonna go broke gambling like somebody did in this movie right here, Rounders. After a few wins and then it went a little south, my boy stepped away from gambling until his friend shows up and with some big loans, and he steps back into the game, trying to help pay off his friend's loan. But it all doesn't go as simply as planned. And the fact that this movie was a gambling movie but was just done so well is why it's so high up on my list. It's considered one of the best gambling movies out there. I definitely do think if you guys play any type of casino type games, you should watch Rounders. And maybe stop gambling if you're spending too much. Number 48 is Zombieland. Many of you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of comedy movies as I have grown up. I've actually really stepped away from comedy movies. In my early days, I was a big fan of people like Adam Sandler. I'll admit it, guys. Click, Bruce Almighty. Those were my 8 Crazy Nights. I used to love that stuff. But as I have gotten older, I've stepped away from comedy in movie format. But there's something special about Zombieland. A guy looking for the last Twinkie on Earth. A young teenager who kind of is just really shy, who wants to see his family in Ohio, and 2 sisters trying to make it to an amusement park. This crazy combination of characters just has one of the funniest freaking zombie movies I have ever seen. And I really highly recommend, if you've never seen Zombieland, go out there and check this movie out. I know there's a lot of zombie stuff out there in movies, but this one is worth seeing. Number 47 is Ocean's 11. One of the funniest and actually great movies when it comes out to action, comedy, and gambling and casino stuff that I actually do like. It had friends trying to rob the 3 largest casino in Vegas at the same exact time. How kind of crazy plan is this? Danny Ocean is such a great character in this movie. The franchise as a whole for the Ocean movies are just so good. I highly recommend, if you like gambling, funny moments, and overall a little bit of action as well in your movies, go check out the Ocean 11 movie and the franchise as a whole. Starship Troopers, the franchise as a whole. This is a really interesting one for me because I know it's not many people consider this a great movie, but for me it's just one of my favorite movies. And that's the thing about this list. I'm not going to always have the greatest movies ever on here. It's just stuff that are very personal to me. And for some reason I love this franchise of movies. They have big brooding space marines go out there to fight. Not other humans, not like regular aliens, but giant alien cockroaches and bugs. What? How did they think of this stuff? The gruesome action that when I watched the first Starship Troopers movie as a kid has stuck with me to this day. I've watched all 3 movies and then even the animated stuff that has come out as well. I'm a big fan of this franchise. I know it's not going to be for everybody, but I highly suggest you guys even go back to the first movie and watch it today because it still holds up. And that's what makes it on my list. Number 45 is The Green Mile. One of those movies that I owned on VHS and I basically bawled my eyes out. This was a movie that I watched with my family. It was so amazing, so emotional. A man is on death row, but he has a mysterious gift. But what's so special about this movie is the guards who are charged to actually watch this man and the other inmates in this prison. The effect that this gentleman has on all the other characters because of his gift, when he interacts with this little tiny mice, which I don't want to spoil this movie for you guys. I think this Green Mile is a good example of a movie you need to watch with your families and make you rethink certain things. Who knew life on death row could be so complicated? I love this movie. And here we go with the first animated movie on the list, Akira, coming in at number 44. There's a biker gang, and one of their members gets himself a really crazy psychotic ability. Now he's basically on the path to destroy absolutely everything. This movie's filmed amazingly. It just sounds amazingly. The music is stunning. And this movie's not new. It's not recent. It's just amazing that this movie still holds up to this day. And I know many people out there who has watched or read the Akira manga, because people put it together in videos on YouTube, know that the movie is different from the manga. But still, the movie itself is considered one of the best examples of animation done in the movie format. And that is why it's on my list. 28 weeks later. Yeah guys, you guys can tell I like my zombie stuff. Definitely in gaming and definitely in movies too. Before the Walking Dead TV show came around, where a guy was waking up in a hospital weeks later after apocalypse happened, 28 weeks later was doing it. But this one did it slightly different and made me enjoy it. First of all, the zombies were pretty fast and the characters were actually quite interesting. It's like The Walking Dead. What makes The Walking Dead so great as a TV show? It's the characters. And I like the characters in 28 Days Later. I like the struggle of survival in this movie. And that is what has made it on my list. Coming in at number 42 is Raiders of the Lost Ark, or the Indiana Jones franchise as a whole. Come on, Indy is a great, fun character. You could see inspiration of him in games like Uncharted, which you guys who've seen my top games of all time knows I'm a big Uncharted fan. So when these movies come out, I am hyped. Even the new ones that are not as great as the old school movies, I'm still excited to see them because they are something special. Yes, dumb things have happened in the franchise, like blowing yourself up in a freaking nuke and surviving because you're in a fridge. Alright, it doesn't make sense, but sure as hell you are smiling and having fun like, did that just really happen? And when a movie could put a smile on my face even in the dumb, stupid moments, it deserves to be on my list. Kind of like comedy, horror is a genre of films that I've personally moved away from over my life. Early on when I was younger, I was more into these genres, but there was something special about one movie that I would still go back and watch today. The Shining. That big old maze that they had to run through. The freaking axe to the door. The psychotic freaking... That little boy is psychotic. I'm sorry guys. He was seeing some stuff. Like, he was seeing some premonition of the future and past deaths. Oh man, creepy kids in freaking media. As you guys know from my top games, creepy kids are some creepy stuff. And that little boy was creepy in his own way. When this family went to a basically abandoned hotel for a stay, it was not a good end. And if you guys have not seen The Shining yet, you should definitely see this movie. One of the best horror movies ever. It's still being discussed to this day how great this movie is. It really is. See it.